Praga R1 has had a bit of a cult following in the States, so in North America generally actually, over quite a few years now, and it's sort of quietly built up to be the biggest market for Praga. The owners around the States, we've got cars from Florida to California, Canada up in the north, and Pennsylvania even. But we need to really build on that foundation, and that's why we've been here at Atlanta Motorsport Park working with our new dealer to really kick-start the business for us.
So I'm here at Atlanta Motorsports Park to launch Praga Racing USA. I've just met Shane Anderson, who's the dealer here, and there's a really great buzz because all these cars have just come over from Europe, and it's been great meeting everybody here. And really what we're doing as well is setting the cars up, fine-tuning them for this track, which is very challenging in its own way, and just doing a few things. I've been doing some benchmark times, tuning the chassis with Jan from Praga. That's proven to be really popular, and there's a race weekend this weekend, so we've been looking at data, and I've been talking to the guys about what they could do as drivers to get the most out of themselves as well as the machine. I definitely think that that's something we can offer, people who buy the cars and want to race them here and get the most out of it. Give driver tuition, help them with setup, that kind of thing. And I think you can see already that there's a buzz around it and there's a community that's growing. And the more cars that come here, the better it gets, because people can share information and go racing. That's what it's for.
Woo! Tons of fun.
We've been working on the car for almost a decade now. The R1 is in its 5th generation at the moment, and we've been working up and down to make the car more reliable, lighter, faster, and all these improvements make the car pretty much perfect for track days. So I think that the current US market with country club racing is just the perfect spot for the Praga overall.
Well, I found the R1 online first, and my first impressions were, that is the sexiest car I've ever seen, and I had to have one. But I didn't know how good of a car it was until I started to watch some more videos of it actually racing, going around the track, and I realized that the performance was just amazing. So I ended up buying the car without actually test driving it, and I'm so glad I did.
Over the last couple of years, we've really looked at how we can build on the affection for the R1 actually in the States and North America. And key to that is having a great dealer partner. Well, we met Shane through him buying a car. He bought a Gen 4 car and then followed up by buying a Generation 5 car and actually finding 3 other members at Atlanta Motorsport Park to buy cars. And then he said to us he'd be quite interested in being a dealer. And that's a brilliant way of coming at it. And so we met Shane. He'd imported the cars, he'd lived with the cars, maintained the cars, raced the cars, so he knew the product and he knew the company to a certain extent. And when we met, we could see we all had a similar vision really. He's got big plans for growing the network of R1s around America, and we've got big ambitions for America. So it just seemed to work as a great partnership, and we're really looking forward to working with him.
Once I got the R1, it completely exceeded my expectations for what a downforce car could do. And at that point, my passion for the car, for the brand, just skyrocketed. So I never actually expected myself to be in this position, to actually be a dealer and to take that next step. But when I saw my friends react to the car, that's when I knew I wanted to get more involved. So I talked to Mark and Jan and started to work out a plan to become a dealer. And when they told me that they were launching a hypercar, the Bohema, I was like, wow, this is going to be a win-win.
Having an enthusiastic dealer and an owner of the car at the moment in the US, that will have an immediate impact on, I'm sure it will have an immediate impact on the success of the car here.
We decided to try and all come together for these few days at Atlanta Motorsport Park, get all the cars out on track, bring over Ben Collins to drive the car, and use that really to really push the announcement and push the fact that we're serious about this relationship. We want to see a lot more R1s around the US. But crucially, we don't want to go too quickly, we don't want to run before we can walk, so we want to make sure that everybody who buys an R1 through Shane has a great experience, not only in how they learn the car from the track, but also how they get their parts through the system and all these sorts of things. So yeah, a couple of good days at AMP are going to really sort of kickstart the relationship.